Power Rangers Megaforce and Power Rangers Super Megaforce were seasons full of confusion and questions. From new powers to unknown zords and random unexplained cameos, there's a lot to question here. But the biggest question is, how did Jake get from being the Black Ranger to becoming the Green Ranger? I'm serious. Let's talk about it. Yo, what's up everybody, it's Este here. Welcome back to the video and welcome back to Power Rangers Unsolved, where I talk about the biggest Power Rangers mysteries of all time. And I know we've gotten so many different banger of mysteries we've talked about in the past. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. Link in the description down below to the playlist. But today I'm talking about the biggest mystery of all time. How did Jake went from being the Black Ranger to the Green Ranger? I know, like I said, this is very serious stuff right here. This is a huge mystery we're going to talk about, so 1,000 likes and I'll bring you more videos just like this one. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell if you haven't joined the E-Squad already. A small percentage of you is actually subscribed. So subscribe, ring the bell, you don't want to miss these videos. So without further ado, let's dive right into this. Before we try to explain how Jake went from being the Black Ranger to the Green Ranger, here's some backstory. At the time, Saban was finishing up production with Power Rangers Samurai and Power Rangers Super Samurai, and they were getting ready for a big 20th anniversary celebration. There were a big list of toys and events that were planned for this huge party. However, at this point, Saban was now 2 seasons behind the Super Sentai show. So naturally, Saban would have 2 options for the season that they would adapt to become the next Power Ranger show. That being Tensou Sentai Goseiger and Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger. At the time, Power Rangers did not skip any Sentai scenes at all, or even go back and did previous ones. As you know, we were usually right behind the Sentai. You know, as the Sentai show would end, our Power Rangers adaptation would start nearly immediately. So for the first time, Saban Brands had a difficult choice. We had 2 vastly different Sentai, and you guess what they did? They adapted both of them into the same series. They took these 2 Sentai seasons with 50 episodes each and tried to squeeze them both into 2 seasons with the same team for 20 episodes each. They had the angelic warriors of Goseiger and also the pirate team of the Kaizoku Sentai, and those 2 didn't really clash, but did they try to tie them together? No. These both teams have nearly identical ranger colors, with the exception of 2 rangers, one of them of course being the 6th Ranger, as we had Robo Knight, which they just ran him off the show completely, and he came back evil for some reason. What was up with that, Robo Knight? And then of course we had the difference between Megaforce Black and Gokaiger Green. Now Power Rangers has done a color switch up successfully, like when they did this between Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the Power Rangers Zeo. But the color change here was explained by the Zeo crystal, as it chose the Rangers and their respective colors. But Super Megaforce didn't have any of that, since the Rangers didn't lose their original powers, only got the new suits on top of what they had already. So what happened here? Well, in the first episode of Super Megaforce, we see our Megaforce Rangers being overwhelmed by the new armada that has unleashed a full invasion on Earth. They would all return to the base kind of exhausted, and Gosei would explain how the War Star aliens was just the tip of the iceberg. And in order to defeat these new villains, they need to tap into the powers of previous Rangers. So what did he did? He gave them new morphers and new Ranger keys, not as a new power set, as a power up to their Megaforce modes. He tells them about Super Megaforce mode, which is stronger than their previous Ultra mode. Gosei would also explain Legendary Ranger mode, and how they can use the keys on the walls of the base to use the powers of previous, alternate, and future Ranger teams. So while giving this explanation, Jake would look at his Ranger key and be like, hey, my key is green instead of black, I'm the Black Ranger here, what's up with that? And Gosei would tell Jake that there is a simple explanation for that. Right before the Earth got attacked again by the Armada. Did we ever get our explanation? Not at all. Not even in the comics, guys. I need help. I wish we had an explanation. Obviously, there wasn't a true explanation. This was a mere inside joke, and the point of this line was that they were interrupted before the explanation could ever be given. So, there wasn't an explanation at all. Saban and the whole team just didn't make up an explanation. However, thanks to the power of the internet, we can discuss, along with actual fans, the real meaning of this color switch up. One way of thinking about it is that the Super Megaforce power set was supposed to be used on some kind of pirate team. I mean, come on guys, skulls, ships, keys that will unlock stuff, these are pirates. They never said it, but this is literally Power Rangers, the pirate show. Gosei would have gotten a hold of these powers and called them whatever he wanted to. but he only used them as an upgrade to the Megaforce powers. And this could have made complete sense, as of course these were two complete power sets. You had angels and angelic warriors and cards, and then you have this pirate team with keys of old ranger teams. Like, this is a simple explanation enough. I don't know why they couldn't just said that. Like, and I don't know why no one of the Rangers noticed, like, hey guys, there's skulls here. Are we pirates? We have swords and funny looking blasters. Come on! Another thing to note is that Jake already represents both green and black rangers in his legendary ranger mode. So the fact that he has two different color forms are a simple, physical, symbolic representation of that. And honestly, I would have been happy with this as well, as it would have been just a big metaphor for how Jake represents both green and black rangers. But Gosei didn't want to say that either, I guess. And we know that Megaforce was the actual 20th anniversary show, and it makes sense, because Jake's default Megaforce mode suit is black, because the Mighty Morphin team also had a black ranger in its core team rather than a green ranger. So this obviously could be a reason why Goseiger was chosen to be adapted first instead of Gokaiger, even though trying to look closer to Mighty Morphin, I don't know why you do that, but okay. This is literally the most simple explanation anyone could give, but other people have their own opinions. Azim, the actor who actually played Jake Holling in both Megaforce and Super Megaforce, actually has his own explanation on how his character went from black to green. He thinks that being the black Megaforce Ranger was the soil, and that the green Super Megaforce Ranger was the tree that grew from the soil to represent his character growth. Okay, I guess even though I don't think the Megaforce Rangers got a lot of character development, I'm gonna keep it real. What, Jake got the girl in the end? Is that the character development? I don't know. Also, plants, trees, I guess, because Robo Knight likes nature and the earth. What do you guys think of this? I don't know, but I'll give Azim points, I guess. Gosei's line to Jake in the episode regarding his key being the wrong color, "There's a simple explanation for that," has become a legendary meme in the Power Rangers community, as today it's often used to describe any lack of explanation in Power Rangers seasons. From sudden power-ups, unexplained zords, and random story plot holes, there's always a simple explanation for that. And that is the unsolved mystery of how Jake went from being the black Megaforce Ranger to the green Super Megaforce Ranger. Let me know in the comments down below your simple explanation on how all of this color change stuff could occur. Personally, for me, my favorite simple explanation we got today was how Jake is the embodiment of both black and green Rangers. As you know, in each team of Rangers, in terms of colors, black and green is usually swapped, kind of like how pink and white are usually swapped in the last female slot. But hey, I want to know in the comments down below what you guys think. And what do you guys think about Azim's explanation? You know, the black being the soil and the green being the tree. Like, what do you guys think of that? I think that's a little bit crazy. But hey, I respect the opinions. That's cool. Thank you so much for the love that you've been dropping on every single one of my videos. The E-Squad, of course, is the best of all time. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, @DonFuego. I'm also on Instagram, @NotDonFuego. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time for another Power Rangers video. Have a great day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're at. And of course, and as always, stay awesome, everybody.